this one on page 3 and 4 of your handout is another advanced conversation strategy. It's called making a summary comment. A says, what do you do in your free time? B has to read from the next page. And then A has to say, oh, wow, it sounds like blah, 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 blah. It sounds like you have no time to relax, or it sounds like you should be working harder at home. Again, as I said, telling students, please use and please just use this phrase, it sounds like blah, 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 doesn't work. They say things like, oh, it sounds good. Well, we want you to say more. Fluency building is about saying more, and this is a necessary step. All right. No? There we go. All right. So a couple of theoretical ideas here. Why should we spread interactivity in the classroom? Why should we try to get students to do this? Well, for one reason, this is the kind of stuff that's usually absent from their conversations and their speaking and discussions. I think it was Richard Schmidt at Hawaii, who called these little lexical phrases the building blocks of fluency. You acquire these, you get to a point where you can say these things automatically and naturally, and then, boom, that's one more step toward fluency. Another researcher said that the acquisition of these lexical phrases helps students to outperform their competence, which is a way of looking at it that I quite like. You know, effective fluency. You know, here's a person who speaks pretty well, but actually that person doesn't speak as well as that person speaks well. And another interesting point about these conversation strategies is that a small number of these strategies recycled over and over again are very powerful. They go a long way. I mean, you can use the phrase, it sounds like blah, 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 absolutely independent of any kind of topic. It doesn't matter what it is. The same thing about guessing the next word or choosing the next word or so on. So, okay, students, what do we want from you? Do we want you just to be great at grammar and vocabulary and know everything there is to know about English? Or do we want you to remember that language is about communication? Language, the goal of your study is to use English to communicate, to interact with people. So the paradigm shift becomes not just what you know, but a shift to what you can do. Now, I don't know about your students, but I know that mine come to my university classroom with a lot of preconceived notions about their ability. They think they're terrible. With my students, I've put together a short video to kind of demonstrate how the interactivity virus has caught on. No one's been hospitalized yet, I should say that. That's a joke. All right. Tough crowd, okay, yeah. So I would like to, let's hope that this one is visible. My students and I made this.
Maybe we've got some wrong ideas about English.
And not make a mistake. My grammar isn't good enough.
Maybe we've got some wrong ideas about English.
If I speak English and not make a mistake.
Well, the codex seems to be working very, very well. How about if we try QuickTime? Think that's possible? All right. So what we've got here, let's try it one more time. Keep our fingers crossed.
Maybe we've got some wrong ideas about English.
We should not make a mistake. My grammar isn't good enough. My pronunciation sucks. English is nice to memorize. I'm shy, just too shy. I don't have vocabulary.
I'm not good enough.
It's time to break your bad image of yourself.
Let's change the way we think.
It's time to break your bad image of yourself.
Let's change the way we think. I worry too much, but I can speak English. I have friends all over the world.
English is for communication.
I love communicating with people.
I am not great at English, but I'm better than I was before. I can speak English, and I do. Wouldn't it be cool to think like that?
So she says, wouldn't it be cool if we could change the way that we think and think like this?
Wouldn't it be cool to think like that? I'm not good Wouldn't it be cool to think like that? I'm not good
Bam.
You are the next to break the wall.
You're next.
The next to break the wall.
I can't believe this turned out okay. Thank you for the kitty. I appreciate it. So I think next time I'll be using my own computer. Anyway, anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions or comments? Is that the yes, ma'am?
Just curious, what's the size of your classes when you?
Oh gosh, when I started teaching this interactivity stuff, I had classes of 50 students. I wasn't able to view all their conversations regularly, and as I, threatened my way into teaching smaller classes, I was able to teach 20 or 16 students there.
Do you have this downloaded?
Yeah, oh, you bet, sure. Yeah, it'll be on my website. I should put that up there. Huh? Rule number 1 of making a presentation. Right. Here, I'll just put this here. That's me. This is my website. There we go. TomKennyJapan.com. There are lots of Tom Kennys. There's one in Hong Kong, one in Yes. How long is it? Gosh, I finished about 15 minutes before I started. It took about a week and a half of work. Yeah, the students wrote it, and then we worked together. I'm very fortunate that I had let's see, most of the students who appeared in that were in my first year speaking class who they had learned all those strategies and internalized all that, and they wrote this. I polished the grammar a little bit, but it was their idea to say English is about communication, it's about interacting, and that's really what they want, it seems. Sure, they need vocabulary, they need grammar, but the ability to speak the language is the thing that's, making their dreams come true. Again, thank you very much, everyone.